What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video on the Top 10 Videos channel. Today what we'll actually be covering on the channel is the top 10 before and after pictures you will not believe. There are some very eye-opening pictures in today's video, guys, so make sure you're prepared. Just quickly before we actually enter today's video, I would ask that you guys hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. That would be very much appreciated. Also, leave a like down below and a comment letting us know that you've actually subscribed, and we will reply to as many comments as possible. Anyway, guys, without further ado, sit back, grab your popcorn, and enjoy the video. Coming in at the number 10 spot, we actually have a very famous singer that actually goes by the name of Whitney Houston. I am pretty sure everybody watching this video right now has probably heard of her. If you're over the age of 10, you've more than likely heard of her. She was basically very famous for the song that's known as I Will Always Love You. Despite Whitney's very successful music career, she actually took into drugs, which resulted in this picture that you guys can see on screen right now. Now, when I mentioned at the start of the video that there would actually be some very eye-opening images, this is definitely one of the ones that I was referring to. This woman had an incredibly successful music career. She took into the drugs, and it kind of did ruin her, although she did actually get her music career back on track, thankfully, but it could have been a lot worse. Coming in at the number 9 spot, we actually have a role model to many girls out there today. She is actually classified under the title of a businesswoman. Now, I do actually think a lot of her fame is due to her husband, who is actually known as David Beckham, guys, and of course, this is Victoria Beckham. Now, we all know Victoria Beckham is a very beautiful woman. There is no doubt about that whatsoever, but the question is, would she be as beautiful without the plastic surgery? Now, my answer to that is I don't really think so, but I'll leave the answer up to you guys. But right now, you guys are going to see on screen a picture of Victoria before plastic surgery and a picture of Victoria after a plastic surgery. Now, let me actually just add the picture on the right hand side of the screen right now. This was actually quite a while ago, so she has changed a little bit since then. It's very clear from this particular image that Victoria did actually receive a facelift and a boob job. One thing I actually struggle to do here, and this is why it's included in this video, is I find it very hard to believe that in this image, these two pictures are both the same person. It's kind of mind-blowing to me, but I'll leave that one up to you guys as well. Coming in at the number 8 spot, we have a TV personality and probably what she's most famous for, and that is actually judging the X Factor, and she goes by the name of Sharon Osbourne. Right now on screen is the before and after image. Now, looking at the image on the left, you would think, you know, Sharon's around 60 odd. That is indeed correct. Sharon is 64 years of age, but what she actually looks like on the right is what she looks like now in everyday life. And honestly, if I looked at Sharon now without seeing the image on the left, I would probably guess she's around 40 years of age, but in fact she's 64. The reason I've actually included this image in today's video is just to show you guys how powerful plastic surgery actually is. I find it incredibly difficult to process in my brain that this is actually the same person on screen right now. One definitely looks 20 years older and one looks 20 years younger by far. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. Just to throw something into the mix to make you guys think a little bit, Sharon was actually a cancer survivor, so maybe that's the reason she actually got plastic surgery. I personally have no idea. I'll leave that one up to you. Coming in at the number 7 spot, we actually have a very eye-opening image, and this is actually from an actress that goes by the name of Pamela Anderson, probably most famous for the movie Baywatch. I personally haven't watched it, but I do know it's an incredibly famous film, guys, and she starred in it. On screen right now, we have two images side by side. The first image of her before she took drugs, and the second image of her after she took drugs, guys. So this just really shows the effects drugs actually have on your facial appearance. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Pam was an incredibly beautiful woman before she took into the drugs, then obviously the drugs just completely ruined her. As far as 2017 goes, she definitely looks a lot better than she did back when she was on drugs. Pam is no longer on drugs, thankfully, but she's definitely looking a lot better in 2017 right now, but she could potentially look a lot better if she hadn't touched drugs. Coming in at the number 6 spot, we actually have a TV personality that goes by the name of Vicky Pattison. Vicky is most well known for starring on the MTV show Geordie Shore. I'm pretty sure everybody watching this video right now has probably heard of Geordie Shore. If they haven't watched it, they have definitely heard of it. Vicky's before and after is actually for weight loss. As you guys can see right now on the screen very clearly, on the left hand side is her before she lost weight, and on the right hand side is after she lost weight. Now on the left hand side, I would say she's slightly overweight. I am not too sure. I don't want to make any harmful comments towards her because honestly, I don't see anything wrong with that image whatsoever. And then you guys can see on the right hand side here, we have Vicky after she lost weight. She is incredibly slim on the right hand side. I would almost go to the point in saying she's maybe too slim, but it's her own body. Coming in at number 5, we actually have another drug use before and after. This drug use is actually by a model that goes by the name of Kate Moss. Like I said, she was a model, but as you guys can see on the screen right now, the drugs definitely ruined her too. Before the drugs, she was an incredibly beautiful woman, there is no doubt about that whatsoever, and then after the drugs, they just completely ruined her. It's incredibly obvious from her eyes and the wrinkles on her head that she actually was on drugs. They definitely ruined her facial appearance 110%, and in 2016, she's definitely not half as good looking as she used to be before she took the drugs, so I guess the drugs have definitely had a long-term effect on her. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we actually have a bit more of a serious one this time. It really is quite tragic indeed. This one comes by a singer-songwriter that actually goes by the name of Amy Winehouse, who very tragically passed away back in 2011. As you guys can clearly tell from the image on screen right now, she was very heavy on the drugs indeed. On the left hand side, she is incredibly beautiful, there's no doubt about that as well, but on the right hand side, the drugs completely destroyed her. Just looking at this image kind of scares me. I just think to myself whenever I see this image, why would anyone ever go near drugs? It really doesn't make sense to me, because that's actually quite tragic. She died, I remember back when she did actually die, I remember hearing it on the radio. It's just incredibly tragic. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we actually have a YouTuber, a very big YouTuber back in his day. He actually became big around Black Ops, or at least that's when I actually found him. And you guys probably know this one already, but he actually goes by the name of Sam or X-Jaws. Now, X-Jaws was actually grinding away his content, making loads of Call of Duty Black Ops videos, and then one day he just vanished off the face of YouTube. And people had no idea where he went to. On screen right now, you guys can actually see an image of him before and after the drugs. On the left hand side, obviously, him before he took them, just a normal teenage boy, and then after that, he's just completely ruined. As you guys can see, the drugs actually caused him a lot of acne. That's only as far as the visual effects go. I'm sure with the drugs came a lot of mental effects too. He since then returned to YouTube, but he hasn't really come back to gaming whatsoever, and he doesn't plan on it. He came back to like some scientific type videos, but they didn't receive half the support his old videos did, so his YouTube career is pretty much gone. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we actually have an actress that goes by the name of Lindsay Lohan. Some of the big movies she's probably starred in is Mean Girls and Herbie, obviously 2 incredibly famous movies as well. She also ruined her career with drugs. Here on screen right now, you guys can see an absolutely mad image of her before and after she took the drugs. The drugs just completely ruined her, no doubt about it. She was a really beautiful girl before she took the drugs, but after it, it's incredibly debatable. As of right now, she's definitely looking a lot better, and she does actually star in some movies, so it's not all bad. She definitely looks a lot better than she did when she actually hit the drugs hard, so I guess it's not all that bad, but that image is definitely going to make you think. Coming in at the number 1 spot, I personally think this is the most famous one out of all 10, hence the reason I put it in the number 1 spot, and this is actually a before and after from Macaulay Culkin. If you guys don't actually know who this guy is, this is a little dude that actually starred in Home Alone, probably one of the most famous Christmas movies of all time, no doubt about it. This guy hit the drugs incredibly hard. Here you guys can see on screen right now an image of him from the Home Alone movie, and then an image of him after he took the drugs, guys. He completely changed when he took the drugs, and he actually hit the drugs that hard that there was rumours of him actually dying. Since then, Macaulay has turned his life back around again. He is off the drugs completely, and he definitely looks a lot better than he did whenever he hit the drugs. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you smash a big like down below. That would be incredibly appreciated. Like I said at the start of the video, make sure you subscribe, and let me know down below if you did actually subscribe, and we will try to reply to as many comments as possible. Anyway guys, like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video on the top 10 videos. Adios.